How are you doing, everybody, and welcome back to another Path of Diablo video. The Patchnotes were just released for the newest season, and it is going to be patch 19, and I believe it's going to be pronounced Zincite. I don't know if that's right, but that's what it looks like to me, Zincite. I've kind of briefly, there's a lot of them, as you guys can see. I'm going to kind of go over them, and I've briefly looked at a couple here. There's some good changes in here, but some of them I haven't read at all yet, and I'm going to react to them. For those of you that don't know who I am, check out my videos. I post Path of Diablo and Vanilla Diablo 2 and also modded Diablo 2 videos to YouTube, as well as stream live over on twitch.tv/lowwillis121. So please, if you don't mind, drop a sub. It helps me out a ton, and drop a follow over on Twitch. We are trying to get an affiliate status over there, and you guys can check out my other content. With that being said, let's jump into it here. I'm going to read these out to you guys, and like I said, just kind of react to what I think. But the first one here is going to be first players, hardcore and softcore, to acquire an Annie charm can load their character on the trade site, and the site will automatically detect it and display it on the website. Now, with that being said, I have no idea what that means. I don't know if they're going to kind of immortalize the first player on soft and hardcore as a congratulatory on being the first person to kill the new declone. If that's what it is, that is cool. If they're just saying that the Annie isn't going to appear on the trade site until the trade site actually detects it, then I don't know what the purpose of that is. I'm hoping it's for the first. Second one, quality of life features such as drop notifications are currently in the works, and we hope to patch it before Friday's reset. Now, this would be really cool. I've seen this in a couple of other mods, and what they mean by drop notifications. So if you're in a map and you've got, just junk everywhere on your map, sometimes you don't always see the drop. And what a drop notification is, it's almost like a text chat where it'll pop up on your screen and say, Burrune dropped, or Duriel shell dropped, and hopefully you should be able to tweak it. Or at very least it would only pop up for higher level things. Like, I don't need a drop notification every time a tier rune drops. But yeah, that's kind of what that is. And most of the other mods is tweakable. So hopefully that does get done before the reset this Friday. Fixed a bug which caused resistances gained from Skull of Resistance, the Malak quest, to no longer apply to your character after death until joining a new game. Okay, that's cool. Nothing to complain about bug fixes. Oh my god. Fixed last patch, but I forgot to write. Fixed a bug which caused summons to ignore Uber Duriel. That's kind of really cool. In the past, when you're playing a summon druid and you're trying to kill Uber Duriel, it can be very annoying when he won't target Duriel, so it's good that that's fixed. Fixed a bug which caused fire explosive arrows not to properly deal AoE damage. Cool. Summon improvements. Added new summon-related stats such as summons have plus X% damage to amulets, circlets, wands, and heads. That's actually really cool. So it'll kind of break up the meta for summon classes, summon druids, and summon necros to maybe where they're actually a little bit more viable. Hit power, crafted amulet stat. Hit causes monster to flee, 3 to 11%. Change to summons deal 10 to 15% increased damage. Okay, so they've removed this one, which is kind of, it's not even just a bad stat, it's also an annoying stat, because you don't want the monsters to flee from you typically. To a really good damage mod, so that's actually really cool. This one's a big one. Decker Kane now likes to hang out by the waypoint in Act 5. So in patch 1.14, I believe in Vanilla Diablo 2, they moved Kane closer to the waypoint by the stash there. Just so it's easier to ID your items, because right now he is over by the, he's on the other side and you gotta run around. He's over by the Mercenary vendor, whatever his name is, I can't remember. So that's a really good one. I really like that. That's awesome. Phase Run now has the chance to reset skill duration on kill. That's also sweet. Using Phase Run and having to push it every 3 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever it is, 7 seconds, it's really annoying. So that's a good one. Grizzly bear attacks now generate less threat. So yeah, that one's kind of cool, I guess. I don't really know if that was ever an issue. It was never an issue, seemingly, for my druid characters when I did summoning. But I don't know. It could actually be kind of a bad thing as well, because the bears are kind of tanky. which means your wolves and stuff are going to die probably more often because the bears aren't generating as much threat. But maybe that's what it's intended as. Maybe it's supposed to be a little bit of a nerf. I'm not sure. Dual Strike now uses a faster attack animation, so it's going to be a little bit of a buff. Dual Strike weapon damage reduced from 110 to 100. That's a nerf. So yeah, that is what it is. Power Throw now also deals some low skill physical damage on attack. Okay, that's fine. Removed last patch changes to open wounds, so they reverted it back to vanilla. It seems whatever they did, they changed it to mess with the bleed and for the hemorrhage skill, so they've reverted that back. Werewolf and Werebear both got a significant nerf, 15 to 10 and 25 to 15. I think that was probably needed. You know, the Werebear builds, the Werebear Sork and whatever, were basically meta for Ubers and Uber Declone for Annie, so it probably needed a little bit of a nerf. I'm sure the guys that play those characters are going to be a little bit upset about it, but that was probably needed in my opinion. Lycanthropy bonus reduced from 5% to 3%, so that's going to be another nerf there. Steel Shade life gained on melee hit reduced from 66 to 89 to 52 to 71. So Steel Shade got a little bit of a life nerf, so maybe it'll open up some other options for Merc helmets. Pretty much everyone uses Steel Shade. I don't know, it's still going to be really, really good. Refrigerate and Inflame are now activated auras instead of passive auras. So this is going to be another nerf seemingly to enchant Sorks. Because if it's an activated aura, you can only have one aura active at one time if it's on your skill bar. So that's going to be interesting because you're not going to be able to use both Inflame and Refrigerate at the same time, whereas you were before. So that's going to, you know, mess with some of the Sork bow builds and stuff like that. So that's going to be interesting. We'll have to test that out and see how it actually works. Fixed a bug with Refrigerate and Inflame damage synergies not being factored in the damage values properly. So that could actually be a buff to both of those abilities. However, I don't know if it's just if it wasn't being factored into like the sheet value, whereas it doesn't show that it's supposed to be doing more damage and it actually is doing the correct damage, or if it actually wasn't calculating it correctly, in which case this bug being fixed could actually buff him. Lava Gout changed back to 2% chance to cast level 10 Inflame on striking. Okay, I don't know how that works, being that they've changed it to an aura, because it's now an active aura, so you have a 2% chance to cast an aura on striking. I don't know how that works. That could be odd, unless this is going to be like a level 10 Inflame, like vanilla Inflame, and it's just a time period is what I'm guessing they did. But we'll have to test that out as well, kind of see how that goes. Mercenaries now always use their attack skill. Act 2 Mercenaries jab skill level cap lowered from 24 to 19. So that'll make Act 2 Mercenaries a little bit better earlier. Flesh Offering and Bone Offering will now only affect summons. Flesh Offering and Bone Offering increase starting radius at level 1 from 7.3 yards to 12 yards. That's a little bit of a buff there. Bone Offering raise skeleton damage change to physical elemental damage all summons. I don't really know what that one means. I don't play a whole lot of Necro. So I have no comment on that one. Bone Offering curse duration reduction changed from diminishing returns. So they changed the math a little bit on that one there. Teleport mana drain reduction per level increased from 1 to 2. This is a buff. So it seems like he's changed how mana drains from the teleport skill again. Damage rating reduction per level increased from 1 to 2. So every level that you have into teleport reduces the mana cost by 2. So that's, yeah, he's doubling it there, so that's actually pretty good. Fixed a bug which caused Blessed Aim to continue providing a Blessed Hammer proc chance when inactive. So this is him patching out the Procodin. It was a pretty good build, and I thought it was actually quite interesting. I kind of wish he would have left it in. It was very interesting. But it did make that class a little strong. However, the Paladin doesn't really have a whole lot of classes to begin with, which is why the play is pretty low on that character at the moment. I mean, all they have is correct me if I'm wrong, but they've got Dreamers is basically going to be the new meta. Hammerdin still work a little bit, but them changing this, I mean, some people will play this class still, but I don't know how effective it's going to be. So we'll have to look at that. Helmet Corruption, 20 to 25% enhanced damage, now changed to plus 15 to 20% piercing attack. So that'll be really good for like bosons and stuff. Double Swing has returned. It requires level 1 and takes the place of Frenzy on the skill tree. It now gains 1% damage per level, and damage synergy from Bash has been lowered from 10 to 5%. Okay. Frenzy level requirement changed to 6, and skill tree placement changed to where Cleave is positioned. Frenzy damage synergy changed from Cleave to Double Swing. Cleave skill tree placement changed into the center column, so he's actually kind of reworking a lot of Barb stuff right here. Stun the target and deals magic damage in a small area around the target. Gotcha. So he added like an AoE to stun. Warcry now gains 1% cry travel speed. That's weird the way he phrased that. Travel speed per level, resulting in a larger AoE at higher levels. Okay, cool. So Warcries are getting a buff. Whirlwind weapon damage percent increased from 90 to 100%, so it's a buff to Whirlwind. Fixed a bug that caused Act 5 mercenaries to start with a level 3 might when hired in a higher difficulty. Okay. Inner Sight tooltip will now clarify that it's a passive aura and play the animation when activated. Multiple shot skill, physical damage lowered slightly at level 23+, so they're nerfing multi-shot mana cost per level reduced from 1 to 75, so that's actually a buff. Multi-shot starting mana cost lowered from 4 to 1.2. That's actually a big buff for lower levels. That'll be actually make it so you can actually level as a boson, because traditionally people don't. They level as a Javazon and then roll into a boson late, so that's actually pretty cool. Buffing mana cost for Cold Arrow. Cold Arrow, Ice Arrow, Freezing Arrow, Exploding Arrow, Immolation Arrow will not show their attack rating bonus in the tooltip. Cold Arrow now fires 2 additional arrows while having 100 or more total dexterity. Okay, that's cool. Ice Arrow now fires 2 additional arrows while having 100 or more total dexterity, so that's a buff to Cold and Ice Arrow. Blades of Ice, physical to cold damage conversion is now increased from 60 to 80%. Blizzard projectiles spawn radius AoE increased by 14%. Blizzard cooldown reduced from 2.52 seconds to 1.28 seconds, so they basically halved the Blizzard cooldown reduction, so that could actually bring Blizzard Sorceresses back. That would be kind of cool. Because as it sits right now, Blizzard Sorcs are not seen at all on Path of Diablo. Phoenix runeword, plus enhanced damage percent reduced from 350 to 400 to 300 to 350. So the enhanced damage for melee characters is going to be a little bit affected there. Fortitude enhanced damage percent reduced. That Fort got a nerf. Phoenix got a nerf. The hidden stat plus X to durability is now visible. Okay, that's fine. Spirit runewords plus 2 to all skills has changed to plus X to all skills based on character level. Starts at plus 1 and reaches plus 2 by level 82. Okay, that's an interesting. He had a poll on what he should do with the Spirit runeword, and I don't think anybody asked for that, being that it actually changes. The biggest complaint was that it was overpowered for lower levels, so this is going to be a slight nerf to lower level, but still standard by higher level. So I guess that does address the issue. But yeah, I don't think anybody thought of that. That's actually a pretty good resolution for it. But a lot of people don't like the leveling process. I actually like the leveling process. I like grinding through the game, but some people don't, and that's why they use these overpowered items to kind of get to the actual end game, to get to the point of the game, is to, farming those high level areas and get to maps and whatever. And this is just going to slow that down. I mean, it's just 1 skill point, so it's not going to be that huge, but it is significant when you're when you can, at level, what is it, like 25 or whatever, when you can first use the spirit sword, and it's going to be a big bump of damage, and you can finally kill, normal Baal. And so yeah, that's going to be interesting that you don't get a plus 2 until you hit level 62. Interesting. Blade Shield, physical skill damage per level reduced slightly at levels 23+. So it's going to be a nerf to Blade Shield. Damage synergies reduced 5 to 4%. Another nerf to Blade Shield. Blade Shield now gains a new blade every 13 levels, was 10. So what that means is probably going to be very hard to actually hit level 50 Blade Shield, which means you're only going to get the 5 blades instead of the 6 blades, I believe, if I remember correctly. It could be 4 and 5 with level 40, so that'll be interesting. That's going to pretty much nerf Blade Shield pretty good. It should still be very strong, though, because it was kind of a little bit OP, so that's something to consider. Fixed a bug which caused Valkyrie physical damage synergy to only list jab when it is in fact jab and fend both apply. Okay, just a visual bug. Valkyrie physical damage synergy from fend increased from 2 to 18%. Oh wow, so that's going to be a huge buff to Valkyrie there. So we could possibly see Valkyrie builds kind of emerge, or Valkyries become useful once again. Of Inner Sight suffix, which offers Inner Sight charges, have been changed to of Phase Run and now offers Phase Run charges. Okay, not many people use charges. Lower Deadly Poison, gold cost, and multiplier on items. Lowered Desecrate gold cost. Lowered gold cost of charges overall. Lowered gold cost of skill tree repairs. Lowered gold cost. So they're just fixing the superior enhanced damage items, durability percent. So hopefully it shouldn't be, so you can see here, 400% to 100%. So he's just making all these normal again. If you ever tried to repair like a superior like fort or something, it's like 386,000 gold or whatever. He's fixing that. So it should be a normal amount to actually fix your armors if they're superior, which will allow people to actually make higher end runewords in superior items without having to justify spending 400,000 gold every time you want to repair it. So that should be good. I have no problem with that. Superior items with plus durability and no other mods now also gain -5% to -10% reduced attribute requirements. Okay, so that's interesting, I guess. I don't know why he's making changes to those, but that's kind of cool. Superior items with 1 to 3 attack rating have been changed to 1 to 3% bonus to attack rating. Meteor fall time reduced significantly. Meteor now deals 25% of fire damage as extra physical damage. Okay, that's kind of cool, so that should help with fire immunes. We could see a melee, or not a melee, a meteor build possibly come out now, so that would be kind of cool. Ground Slam is now replaced by a new skill called Molten Strike, an attack that creates balls of molten magma that deals weapon damage, converting 80% physical damage to fire. Okay, interesting. So Ground Slam, that could be kind of cool. Reworked Mind Barrier due to some crashes with the previous version. Retaliate when struck. Now stuns all enemies in melee range. Attack stun on hit now is a tiny AoE that stuns the target. So that should fix the Mind Barrier bug from, I don't know if it was last season or 2 seasons ago. Fireclaw's damage scaling per level at 28% reduced. So this is going to be a nerf to Fireclaw. Fireclaw damage synergy is reduced from 11 to 10. So Fireclaw was a druid build that was very, very strong. Set items can now be upgraded like rares and uniques. Interesting, okay. LF plus perfect ruby plus basic set weapon equals exceptional set. So these are just all the crafting recipes. So that is kind of cool. So you can now upgrade your set items like tiles or whatever. I have been working on a martial arts skill tree that functions more like vanilla martial arts but still improves upon the charge mechanic. I want to put it in the patch and gather feedback from players on how it feels. If the charge up mechanic feels good, then I can redo the martial arts tree in the future. All runewords that work in polearms now also work in spears, so we won't have any more of those meme posts of somebody putting an insight in a spear. Reduce reanimated warriors drain from 50 to 20%. Relics map system rework. Relics now roll stats that increase the monster's power or reduces the player's power, thus increasing difficulty and monster density for greater increase in XP rewards. Relics will be opened in Act 5 town via an altar. Relics must be inserted into the altar and then a red portal will open to that area. Town portals made inside the area will open in Act 5 town. Relics will come in 3 variations: white, yellow, and red. Each color has different stat affixes possible on them. with the yellow being the more dangerous than white and then red being the most dangerous. Relics can be magic or rare and can be corrupted also. Interesting. Okay, so this is them making a huge change to the map system. It seems like also we shouldn't have the problem anymore of opening the same map and kind of like if you open a T1 map in a game, you have to leave and remake. So hopefully that fixes that. It seems like it would, seems that he's moving it into the actual town, and that the maps are actually going to be independent of each other with the different affixes and stuff. So this could actually be really cool. Also, being able to corrupt them, that could be interesting. So if you get a bad map roll, you can, if it's just got a really garbage affix, like it's got, 100% damage and only souls or something. I don't know what the map mods are going to be, but you'd be able to re-roll that. Obviously, you don't want to do that map. So yeah, that's actually super interesting. I'm excited to check that out. They can be corrupted, magic, or rare. So I don't know why red though. We have white, yellow, and red. If you're sticking with the traditional Diablo theme, you should have went like white, yellow, and then like the unique color, whatever that is, brown or whatever. But yeah, he's got a quick thank you here at the bottom, which you guys can definitely check that out. And this is going to be live on the subreddit as well, which is reddit.com/r/Path of Diablo if you guys want to check this out. So make sure to do that. Yeah, so that's the new patch. It's gonna be it's a very big patch. Lots and lots of changes. A lot of stuff I like. A lot of stuff that's kind of whatever. Doesn't super affect me, but in my opinion, he's doing good things. I like the buff to Source to try to kind of get away from the traditional stuff. We'll have to check out the Ground Slam skill, Molten Strike. That could be actually very, very fun. So we'll check that out. So this is going to be interesting as well with the being able to upgrade set items now. Runewords and spears, that's just like a quality of life type deal. I don't know how useful that's going to be. I need some clarification on this first one because I don't understand what he's trying to say with this. First players, hardcore and soft, to acquire Annie can load their character on the trade site and the site will automatically detect it and display it on the website. So I don't know if that was a bug where it wasn't displaying Annie's before, or if he's adding like kind of like a trophy of, hey, we're the first people to get these. Yeah, I don't know. And drop notifications, that's gonna be huge if he actually gets it done. Something that's kind of interesting, I don't know, maybe he scrapped it altogether. Is there gonna be different tiers of maps? So before there was T1 through 4, and he had a T5 map that was supposedly done, but he didn't release it for last season. And now there's no mention of tiers at all. So I wonder if it's going to be, maybe he's including that, but they're just going to have names instead of tiers. And the tiers won't necessarily reflect difficulty anymore because he's going to this other system of white, yellow, and red. Maybe that's the case, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on my patches and guides and other videos. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Adios.
If I don't fuck with it or you, then I just cannot stay. Got people who never saw me know my name. Satisfied just to work for stay the same. In my world, I be on a silent hill, yeah, yeah. Born into the fire.